Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the E93 M3 and we have some sad news. So we have developed a crack right over on the plenum, and unfortunately it's only going to get bigger, so we're going to have to replace this glass panel. When you look carefully here, it's separating the glass, so you can kind of see there's a little hole here, so under full throttle you're getting a bit of a leak kind of going inside. So that's not good. We're going to try to address that today. First we got to get the plenum out, and then we'll take you inside and see how we repair this glass. Okay, so the plenum is out of the car, and this is where the crack is, right over there. So far that's it. When you push down you can really see it start to separate, especially like right here. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. I think the reason why this cracked so early is because this glass is not very flexible, and without flexibility it's just going through a bunch of stress every time you floor it, and then there's a bunch of suction or vacuum into the engine. So your goal is to try to get a more flexible glass, something a little bit thinner. I know thinner sounds more fragile, but it's actually more durable because it doesn't it's not as rigid, so it can flex a little bit, which means you don't get cracks. And you can trust me because I've ran thinner plexiglass or thinner polycarbonate Lexan sheets with good success, no cracking. None of them have ever cracked. But this one is a bit too thick, too rigid, so it caused this to crack because there's just not enough stress to be released. So we're going to go ahead and punch this glass out and see how strong it holds. It's actually pretty strong, as you can see here. The only weak spot is right here. Let's try here. So there's the crack. It just gets a little bigger here. So I'm going to use this spreader tool here, fit it underneath like so, and then spread a little bit and just work my way down until we separate each section of this out of here. You can see it start to open a little more. So we have the velocity stacks accessible. Got all the glass out. This glass is quite thick, as you can see, not much flex. So the new glass we're going to put in is definitely thinner than this, which allows for some flex so it doesn't crack. This is what it looks like on the inside. You could unbolt these and just run them open velocity stacks, but don't think I want to do that. I've already done that before. I do want to just keep the carbon plenum because it looks really good. Just put some glass that's actually going to stay in. So I got my lines, or my outlines, ready. I'm going to go ahead and make the cut using a plexiglass cutter, just so I can get some clean straight lines. So we're going to go and set the score mark and then just go ahead and go for the cuts. Okay, we've got our glass here perfectly cut. I cleaned up and roughed up the edges a little bit here, and that's what we're going to seal it to. And this is how it's going to look like once it's lined up. We're going to use the epoxy. This one's called Amazing Goop. That's what we're going to use to glue it into place all around so it's sealed and there's no vacuum leaks. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so I got the glue underneath on all the borders here. So it's glued underneath. Let's take a look inside. So you can see right there, the glue is all surrounded. We're gonna just let this sit for 24 hours to make sure that it's bonded and this is properly sealed so there's no leaks. But yeah, so far we got it nice and flush here. Any excess, like right here, you might see some excess glue through there. We can just cut that out later, but for now let's just let it dry. We'll let it do its thing. All right, 24 hours later, this is the new an improved glass for the carbon fiber plenum, and so far it's looking good. It's looking clean. There's a bit of a border on the edges, but that's to cover up the glue. And overall, definitely better than running it cracked. And you can see right down here, it's sealed down with the glue. And I have a video on how to do this, so if you're interested I can link that down below. But yeah, I just used that same procedure that I did before, and now we have our glass plenum up and running again. So I'm going to go ahead and install it on the car. I also ceramic coated the glass so that it doesn't scratch easily. So excited to get this back on, and since the glass is thinner it should sound louder too, so it'll sound better. This is the thickness of the glass currently, and this is the thickness of the old glass. So you can see this old glass is much thicker versus this newer one. Alright, so we have the plenum back installed along with the intake. No more cracks, brand new glass. Looks really good. Very happy with how it ended up. I'm just glad that there's no more crack in the glass, and this one's going to last longer since it's more flexible. It's thinner, so it's going to sound louder and better. Let's go ahead and take it for a drive and see how it sounds. So my theory was right. The glass plenum is louder with the thinner glass. It sounds better too. I'm a big fan of how it sounds. For some reason it feels snappier, and it's probably because there's no more vacuum leak. So yeah, I just noticed the car feels faster now, which is nice. Yeah, the downshift sounds good too. Whew. And this is with the valves closed, so imagine with them open, you can still hear the induction noise. Alright, valves are open. Whew. Damn, that's loud. Windows are up right now. Yeah, it's so much more fun. So I'm glad that the plenum is fixed now. It sounds great, it looks great. Overall, very happy with it. Open the windows halfway for you guys. Alright. Wow, I forget how loud this car is with the windows open. So we're back at the gas station, of course. After that fun drive, definitely need to fill up. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. Nice engine bling, looks very shiny with all the carbon fiber, including the carbon fiber heat shield. So far, very happy with it all. Aside from the cracked glass, everything looks great. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good evening.